So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured. Tap in, everybody tap in. I know I'm a little late. I had a little business I had to handle, you know, but I'm here now. Tap in, tap in. Y'all know what this about. I'm gonna be late to my funeral. So you come this way, just know I'm gonna be late. That's who I am. It's what I do. I'm the late man. Sorry. Tap in, tap in. Yeah. Today we talking about when your friends turn snitch. Your day ones. The ones that you started with be the same ones that turn on you. Yes, sir. Tap in, tap in. It's been my homie 20 plus years. And he went ahead and switched sides on me. Tap in, tap in. It might have been something petty as hell, but it's the fact that niggas snitch, you know? If a motherfucker snitch about something this big, they snitch about something bigger than you can even imagine, man. Tap in, tap in. Oh yeah, I had to, cut the light on too. I don't know if it's too bright, but when I cut it off, it's too dark. The weather changing. It's winter time, so it's getting a little darker, a little earlier. You know, the sun ain't beaming like how it was, a month or so ago. Time to change, daylight savings, and all that shit. So weather ain't the same. Tap in, tap in. I'm about to go in. All right. So here we go. Now let me give y'all the whole little backdrop on how all of this happened, how all of this even started from the first place. Now this is my homie, well, ex-homie, my used to be homie, you know. We grew up on the same block together, you know. Now when we grew up on the block together, basically he was one of them house niggas. I was always outside. I've been outside since I was 5 years old. No cap. Always been outside. I was the outside kid. So by this time when I met him, we like about 10 years old, some shit like that. When he finally moved on the block, you know. When he moved on the block, I told you, like I just said, not too long ago, he was a house nigga. But he had a brother that was my homie, you know. And I did a video about that, about how I got stabbed in high school, my homie Face. Now, Face and the guy I'm talking about, his name Ace Boogie, the one that the nigga that snitched. Ace Boogie, the nigga that snitched. So basically, Face was always hanging out on the block with us, but Ace Boogie would never come outside. So fast forwarded, we ended up getting Ace Boogie to finally start coming outside. When he started coming outside, he was hanging with us more than Face was. And I told y'all before, Face the one that taught me how to smoke and all that. Like, we've been smoking since we was 12 years old. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, Ace Boogie on the block with us. We doing our thing. We hanging out, all that shit. He started turning up with us like he was on that tip. Mind you, this house nigga turned street nigga. You know what I'm saying? So, it's all good, He out here on the block with us. We doing our thing. Everything good. Fast forward to tape. We didn't put in work with each other. We done did all type of shit. He locked in with us, 100. So everything good. We doing nuts. Fast forward to tape some more. This is 2019 now, right? So 2019, my license was suspended. My license has been suspended since '08, since I was, 18, 19 years old. You know what I'm saying? But now it's 2019. And my name was already caught up in a lot of shit, and I wasn't trying to go to jail. So basically, I had used this nigga name when I had got pulled over by the police one day. And I used Ace Boogie name, In the hood, that's what we do. In order to avoid each other going to jail and shit, we use each other names, if the police pull us over, to get us out of a ticket, get us, from being taken to jail, shit like that. We use a nigga name, a nigga that got a clean name. And basically the police, all they do is ask us for your name and your birthday. If you know a nigga first, middle, and last name and his birthday, they'll just write you a ticket, or they'll tell you, go ahead on about your day, whatever the case is. So that's what happened. I used Ace Boogie name one time. So they came back with a ticket. All right. I pull off. I go on by my business. Literally about 2 days later, I got flicked on some other shit. Went to jail, right? So I went to jail. I had to do 90 days. 90 days in jail, right? While I'm doing this 90 ball, that ticket that I had got previous to going to jail through Ace Boogie name had backfired on me. So they called him, like, you got this ticket, you got to come down here and come handle it. So when he went down there to go handle the shit, this is another thing about using somebody's name. When you use somebody's name, all you got to do is go down there to the station and say, hey, it wasn't me. And they going to throw that shit out because the police didn't do their proper diligence on writing you a ticket. Because if they did, then they would have known that I wasn't him. So they didn't do what they were supposed to do. So he could have wiggled right on out of that with no problem. All he had to do was say it wasn't him, roll back the cameras, blah, 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 whatever they had to do. They could have proved that it wasn't him. But he didn't do that. No, actually, he did do that. What he did was he said it wasn't me. And after he told him it wasn't me, they dismissed the case. So he went the extra mile. He said, hey, it wasn't me. It was him. Gave him my full name and everything while I was in jail. And he knew I was in jail. You know what I'm saying? So basically, he just threw more dirt on me. You know what I'm saying? While I'm in jail and shit. See, all he had to do was say it wasn't me. Boom. They would have dropped the shit like they was already gonna do. And when I would have got out of jail, he could have hollered at me there. We could have went from there and moved on. But no, he went the extra mile to tell him it was me. This is when he snitched on me. I didn't know nothing about it. I was in jail. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, I do my 90 days. He gave him my name, my number, where I live at. He told him everything about me. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, I didn't know nothing about none of this. So, okay, fast forward now. I did my 90 days, right? I get out. I'm only out for like 3 days. And I get a call from the police department. Now, where I got this ticket from was a city I never got a ticket from. I ain't even been out there, honestly. The city is called Plymouth, Michigan. Plymouth, Michigan is like 30 minutes outside of Detroit. You know what I'm saying? I was out there on some bullshit one day and caught a ticket, and I used Ace Boogie name. So when Plymouth Police Department called me, I'm looking like, what the fuck is they calling me for? You know what the fuck is the police calling me for anyway? First of all, I don't talk to the police. So for them to be calling me anyway was diabolical. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't even answer the phone. I let it ring. So it kept ringing. They leave me a voicemail. I checked the voicemail. They like, yeah, they said my name and everything. They was like, we want to talk to you personally. So, when you get a chance, call us back. So I went back in my mind like, how the fuck they know anything about me, So I thought about it. I was like, oh, this nigga done told on me. You know what I'm saying? Now, let me bag it up a little bit. When I had got out, right, I called Ace Boogie when I got out. I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm out, He like, yeah, man, the police had called me to court and they said that, I had a ticket, blah, blah, blah. I stopped him. I was like, yeah, man, that was me, my bad. I had caught that ticket, right before I had got locked up. I really ain't even got a chance to rap with you on it. Life was just moving so fast, blah, blah, blah. He like, look, it's all good. He like, I took care of this shit. He like, this all I want from you. He like, just give me $1,000, just for using my name. Cool. You held it down, you know what I'm saying? All big. I give you $1,000, no problem. So that was our deal. He made it seem like he just went down there and told him it wasn't him. They threw it out, and he just won $1,000 from me for using his name. No problem, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? So all right, back to it. Like I said, this a couple of days later, while I'm fresh out. A couple of days later, them motherfuckers called me. You know what I'm saying? They like, yeah, we need to talk to you. So when I put two and two together, I'm like, that nigga snitch. You know what I'm saying? So I called him back. He pick up. I'm like, dog, you snitched on me? He like, man, bro, it wasn't even like that, man. Nigga, what? Bang the line on his ass instantly. I can't lie. I was so hurt, you know what I'm saying, that my own homeboy went down to the damn police department and told on me about a fucking driving ticket. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm glad that did happen, because if it didn't, we would have did something bigger than that, and the nigga would have snitched on me, for some other shit. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I take that, that it was something that petty as a driving ticket. But the whole point is the nigga snitched on me, So when that shit happened, I go back to the hood. I tell the hood, I'm like, dog, this nigga is snitch. You know what I'm saying? I called him out and everything. Now, in the hood, when the nigga call you out, you got to hit the scene. You know what I'm saying? If you don't hit the scene, you lost all your credibility in the hood, especially if a nigga call you a snitch or a fag. You got to pop out. If a nigga call you one of them two, you got to pop out. If you don't pop out, you lost all your street cred. You know what I'm saying? So I hit the hood. I'm like, hey, tell dog pop out. That nigga is a snitch. Dog would never pop out. So he lost his street cred, all that shit, I told the homies, I'm like, I'm straight on him, I don't fuck with him. The homies are still cool with him. They still rock with him and all that shit. I'm like, man, y'all know that nigga is snitch. Y'all still fuck with him? You know what I'm saying? They like, man, that wasn't our beef. That was between y'all, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, man, fuck y'all niggas. Y'all whack as hell. You know what I'm saying? Because this nigga is snitch. It don't matter. He is snitch. You know what I'm saying? You go down there to the police department talking to them people, you's a snitch. Especially when you didn't have to. All you had to do is exactly what you did. Was say, it wasn't me, kept it moving. But you went the extra mile to tell them that it was me. And gave them my name, my phone number, all of that shit. This is another thing. How do you know that it was me that did it? You know what I'm saying? Even though it was me, but you didn't even know if it was me. So what if it wasn't me? And you ran down there telling them people that it was me? You know what I'm saying? Like, you just had that snitch mentality in you. But I should have drew that back to the beginning, because you wasn't no street nigga no way. You know what I'm saying? We basically turned you out into being one, having you hang out with us. You real life was a house nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't saying nothing wrong with that or nothing, because at the end of the day, really, that was our fault for bringing you outside, because you wasn't like that, But the nigga came outside, and he turned up with us, and I took his word for it, That was my fuck up. I should have, took that with a grain of salt anyway, But at the time, I was like, nah, man, this nigga motherfucking snitched on me. This my boy. I can't believe that shit, But that shit was, what, 2019. That was 5 years ago, Let me go to this comment section real quick. Yaz Neil Gamer, what's that, a Lowe's? And what you say, I'm taking too long to get to the point or something? This is live, baby. That's what live do. You got to get it out there. You got to explain. You got to break this shit down. You know what I'm saying? If I'm taking too long, go watch my shorts. I got about 200 of them. All right. Priya Brada Route. Lots of love and support from Odisha. It's from India. I appreciate you, baby. Rocking with you, you rocking me, I'm keeping it all real over here, all type of Detroit shit, You fuck with the D, tap in. I don't got nothing but raw, uncut shit for you, real shit. But yeah, My man's, he fucked me up. You know, he played a dangerous game, you know, being in the streets with us when he shouldn't have, you know, because even though we the ones that brought him outside, it was still on him as a man to make your own decisions. You didn't have to come outside. You didn't have to do none of that, you know. But he did. He played the streets. And when shit got real and that pressure got applied to him, he bust like a pipe. You know what I'm saying? He went and ran his mouth real quick, you know, and that shit circled the block real quick because he thought he was being slick. He thought he got off. But what he didn't realize is I've been in jail so many times, I know how the system works. So when they called me and they left me that voicemail, I put two and two together real quick because I've been in jail so many times. I know how the system works, you know? So I figured it out on my own. Like, nigga, you snitch, you know? I'll call, man. Priya Bretta, don't be sad, my bro. Keep it up. We'll support you. For sure, I'm good, you know. That was 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying? I've been buried dead. It's just I'm just here telling y'all the story. You know, you be thinking that people, your friends, they really ain't your friends, man. You know, no matter how hard they rock with you, how long they been around you, none of that. Your worst enemies is your closest friends. It be the same ones that been around you forever. Be the same ones that's pointing at you like, I'm gonna get your ass. You know what I'm saying? And you know, to be honest, I didn't see signs out of him growing up. I ain't gonna lie, I did, but I kept on kicking it to the side because I'm like, this my homeboy. You know, he ain't like that, but he really was like that. And it took for me to use his name on a driving ticket for it to come out. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, that's what we did. We all used each other names. If you had a good name and another nigga had a bald name and the police pulled you over, we used the good name. You know what I'm saying? You run down there to the court system. Hey, it wasn't me. Case dismissed. Come back to the hood. Hey, you used my name. I need a couple dollars for that. And that's how we settled it. You know what I'm saying? And he knew that. That nigga was around for murders and everything. We didn't watch homies from the hood get smoked. And we know who killed them. You know what I'm saying? And he never snitched on none of that. But when it came to me using his name for a driving ticket, he snitched on me. It just go to show the internal hate he really had for me for real. You know what I'm saying? When I'm real life thinking it's my homie, but he really wasn't. You know what I'm saying? He really was out to go against me. And he proved that by the first time me using his name. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna lie. I'm glad it happened. You know, it was time for us to depart. You know, we had more than enough good times. You know, we did our thing. We did more than enough. You know, we grew up. We done had kids and shit. It was just time to move on. You know, and it took for a situation like that to happen for us to break apart. Because other than that, he was my homie to the end. You know, it just go to show you God work in mysterious ways sometimes. Because what was the odds of the police calling me and leaving me a voicemail? You know what I'm saying? Like, police usually don't leave voicemails, you know, and they did. And it wasn't like they kept calling me after that. They only called me that one time and left me that voicemail that one time. I real life believe that was God's message to me. It was like, hey, it's time for this friendship to end. You know what I'm saying? Y'all did enough. Y'all had enough time in. It's time to move on. You know, it's called milestones. You got to move on to the next milestone. And, you know, that's all it was. It was just time to move on. So I don't got no hate or no envy for him or none of that. You know, I ain't mad about it. I ain't out for no revenge or none of that, you know. It was just that time frame came and went, you know. I'm just here to let y'all know that you need to watch your friends, because most people that's in prison doing a lot of time be the same people that committed a crime with their friends, and their friends the one that told on them. Yeah, pay attention. Most of these guys that are locked up because of their own friends told on them. The same ones they committed these crimes with, the same ones they was on the block with, The same ones they was running around in the streets with, taking pictures with, throwing up gang signs with, whooping on people with, shooting at people with. The same ones be the same ones that get behind them walls and point at you. It was him, it was him, it was him. They don't never tell on the enemies. They tell on you. They own friend. The one that was there. The one that was helping them out. The one that was on that shit with them. You know what? Let me bag it up. So this was probably like 2 years before that situation happened, where some shit happened, you know what I'm saying? And man, a nigga had kicked the door down, you know. I was messing with this nigga baby mama, but I didn't know who the nigga was, you know. It was just the girl had a crazy ass baby daddy, you know. And I was at her house one day and this nigga kicked the door down and he threw AK-47, a whole chopper. He threw that bitch in my face. Like he was about to kill me over his baby mama. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I didn't even know nothing about this nigga. It was just some out the blue shit happened. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, the nigga, he didn't kill me because I'm here. You know what I'm saying? The nigga walked me out the house and he told me don't ever come back. And I was like, cool. So I took off running. I got the fuck on. I get the fuck on. I call him, Ace Boogie, the same nigga that snitched on me. Like I said, this was like 2 years prior to him snitching on me. I call him. I'm like, hey, we got to go back through there. We got to go handle dog. You know what I'm saying? This nigga just whipped whole chop on me. He like big. You know what I'm saying? So by the time I get over there to where Ace Boogie was at, he was sitting on the porch with the pistol on him. You know, he like, come on, let's go through there. We about to go handle that. I'm like, look, man, I had enough time to think from running from the house that I came from, girl house, all the way to where Ace Boogie was at. It was like a 10, 15 minute run. You know what I'm saying? So with that run, I went ahead and I was thinking in my mind, I'm like, you know, if we go back through there, I don't know, man, that, you know, I'm going to go to jail. You know what I'm saying? So by the time I get over there to Ace Boogie, I let him know, nah, we ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? Let me go to the comment section. CC, what's going on? What are you talking about? Who is CC? Who is H Boogie? Who is CC? I've been live for almost 25 minutes. I've been explaining this the whole time. So, like I said, I'm running over there to him. When I get over there, he ready. I'm like, nah, we ain't doing that. Flat out. So he like, come on, bro, let's go handle that. You said dog pull a chop on you. Let's go do that. I'm like, nah, man, because they gonna draw me back to that crime. You know what I'm saying? We go back through there and go handle dog. You know, I'm gonna get tied in with that shit because I was messing with his baby mama. So his baby mama gonna snitch on me. That's gonna be a murder case. So we buried that. CC, I just logged on, sorry. Basically, you know, I'm just talking about a homie I grew up with that snitched on me, you know, on some whole shit. He snitched on me on something petty. You know, this been my homie for 20+ years, you know. He snitched on me and we had to split ways. So basically that's what this live is about. So back to what I was saying, when I told him, I'm like, no, we ain't gonna do that because baby mama gonna tell, and I know she gonna tell. So if we do go through there, we gonna have to smoke her too. You know what I'm saying? If we smoke her, then guess what? That's 2 murders. You know what I'm saying? And really, she innocent, even though she know her baby daddy crazy, you know, but she's still innocent to the fact. So I just wasn't with, you know, 2 murders and all. I wasn't even with the 1 murder, honestly, you know, especially with me still being fresh from prison, you know, and me knowing how this shit go. you know, because if I go through there and do something, I know I'm gonna get hit with that crime. I know how the system works. They do ballistics. You know, they go back through messages, all this technology and shit, cameras everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, they gonna trace that shit back to me. So I knew that if we would have went back through there, you know, trying to, what can I say, go back through there to get revenge or whatever, I knew that shit would have spent back around on me, and man, I would have got hit. You know what I'm saying? CC, what part of the D you from? I'm from the west side, 7 Mile, baby. You know what I'm saying? So we had buried that, let that shit ride, cause I wasn't trying to catch no murder and go back to prison. You know, especially not for no broad that I ain't care nothing about. It was just sex. You know what I'm saying? And the nigga was salty about it, and he came through and pulled a chop on me. So I wasn't trying to go back to prison for that. So we let that one go. But just to say, if I would have had did that murder with him, he would have told on me. He would have been my co-defendant in there telling on me. Because a couple of years later, he told on me about a driving ticket. So he for sure would have told on me about a murder. The same murder that he was ready to go on the hit for. He for sure would have told on me about that murder. You know what I'm saying? So I know damn well it was a good idea for me to pump the brakes and say no on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because the tension was real high when it was on. You know what I'm saying? But I had enough time to run and think before I got to Boogie, you know. And when that whole time of me running to him, I was just thinking in my mind, like, it ain't no way, dog. If you do it, you going back to prison. You gonna do the rest of your life in prison. You know what I'm saying? And I'm so glad that, you know, it had kicked in my mind and said, don't do that shit, you know. Because if I would have, man, it would have been a wrap. So I dodged that one, you know, just for a few years later, this nigga turn around and tell on me about a damn driving ticket. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, like I was saying, watch your friends, man. You think motherfuckers your friends and they really not, you know. Again, I told you, he gave me some red flags over the years, but I always overlooked it because he was my homie. You know what I'm saying? And I really shouldn't have, but, you know, when you young and you in the hood with your people, sometimes you overlook shit, you know? And that's exactly what I did. I overlooked the whole fact that he been against me since day one, for real. You know what I'm saying? But I'm thinking since we going out to the club, we popping bottles, we messing with the hoes, you know, we taking pictures, we on the block, we claiming shit, we doing shit together. I'm thinking this my dog. When all along, he was waiting on that one shot to take me down. And that's exactly what he did. The very second he had a chance to take me down, he did. I did so much shit for him. So much, man. And all he had to do was eat up a damn driving ticket. You know what I'm saying? All he had to do was say, hey, that wasn't me. That's all he had to do. And that wasn't even enough for him. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't even do that. That nigga had to tell them who I was. And like I said, we know niggas in the hood that got smoked. Like, straight up killed by niggas we knew. And he ain't run down there to the police department and told on them. You know what I'm saying? Whole ass murders that he knew about. He ain't tell on none of that. But he told on me for a driving ticket. Sad situation, man. You know, watch your friends, man. This is just my lesson to y'all that's out here in the streets with your homies and all of that. You know, you thinking these niggas your ride or dies because they'll shoot a gun, you know, and run up on somebody, block with you and all of that. Man, look, them be the same ones that'll be ready to take your ass down. Straight the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? So you got to strap your boots up, man. You got to know what you're dealing with. Honestly, if you want to take any advice from me, I'm going to just keep it 100. Fuck them niggas. All of them. Spend your time with them while you can. And that second you see something funny, shake their ass. Go ahead and shake them off. Let them go. You know what I'm saying? Because if you keep rocking with them, man, they gonna take you down one day. And you gonna be sitting up there sick, like, I can't believe this. This is my dog. You know what I'm saying? We started this shit together. We did this shit. And this is what a nigga do? Man, you would never believe it'll be your own kind that'll turn on you. It'd be the same ones that know you, the same ones that been around you your whole life. Them be your biggest haters, because them the ones that actually know you. And that's what happened. But I'm gonna say this, like I said, it was a good thing that we did split apart, you know what I'm saying? Because we grew up. He got his life with his woman and his kids. I got my life with my kids, and I'm doing my thing, you know. We all moved on, you know. It ain't no beef or nothing. I ain't looking for him. He ain't looking for me. I know where he at. He know where to find me. You know, it ain't no beef or none of that. It's just we had to part ways, you know what I'm saying? It was guys calling for us to part ways, you know. It is what it is. And I got hell of a pictures with this nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even look at him no more, because it's like, damn, you know, all this shit came to an end over a damn driving ticket, you know. But it was just meant to happen. It was meant to happen, man. Because, again, he could have went in there and ate that, you know, and it wouldn't have never been nothing. But then who knows? Something else further on in life could have happened where it would have been worse, and we really would have had to split apart. Maybe we would have had to go to war with each other. You know what I'm saying? So guys just went and calmed that storm real quick and easy by a simple ass driving ticket, you know. And I'm glad, I'm thankful for that, because I'm one of them type of niggas that take it to the extreme, especially if it's my homie that turn on me. Like, man, it would have went all the way up, you know, if it would have been anything deeper than that damn driving ticket. Because low key, I wanted to whoop his ass then. That's why I called him out. You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted to get with him right then and there. But again, he never stumped foot in the hood, because he already knew what type of time I was on. He already knew I was going to whoop his ass. And he ain't want to smoke. He ain't called me or nothing. He already knew it was on the floor. He knew what it was. You know what I'm saying? And again, I put his whole name out there in the hood. That nigga is a snitch. And everybody knew this shit. You know what I'm saying? And he did not come step up for nothing, because he already knew how I was coming. You know what I'm saying? He knew how I was coming. He knew what time it was. And he kept his distance the whole time. Smart move on his behalf. And it also was a good move for my behalf too, because I ain't want to have to do nothing that I would have later on regretted down the road or none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it worked out for the both of us. I'm not looking for no trophy saying I hold this nigga or none of that shit. That's just what it was, and thankfully that it didn't went no further than what it did, you know. Thing is like I said, my message is to all of y'all, man. Watch your friends. Your friends ain't nothing like what you think they is. Trust me. Especially when it comes to this hood shit, this gang banging shit, man, them niggas is not that. They is not that. They will put your ass in that jail cell and won't think twice about your ass. It's fucked up, man, but it is what it is. It's been another live stream of Roll Up a Pull Up. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured.